Grand Rising Israel. It's your girl Shamar. I hope you guys had a good week. I wish I could say the same. My week was, ooh. But out of it, guys, I have a plan. I got a plan for our people, guys. All right? I got taken down earlier in the week. Sick as a dog, guys. A stomach bug running around here. Anyway, it jump started me on this no meat thing, guys. All right. Now, what you do with your body is on you guys. I never tell you what to do. That's not my role at all. But it's a decision that I made. As a result, I'm feeling great, guys. Instead of my morning cup of coffee, I had me a cup of tea and lemon. You know, it was delicious. This week, guys, let's go to the main page because y'all know my thing is to always put the picture up in the background, right? So, guys, this picture right here, you'll see up in the corner over there, it says the 12 tribes of Israel, right, guys? Because that's what they've always been telling us. The 12 tribes of Israel. It's been beat into your head. If you haven't heard that, you've heard the 10 lost tribes of Israel, right, guys? Now, I gotta tell y'all a little secret about me. Math is not my strong suit. You'll be surprised to know. And when I say that, I don't mean like percentages or division or multiplication or addition. Neither is subtraction. I'm talking about the trigonometry and Pythagorean this and man, listen, it's much simpler than this. Okay, because this math we're gonna do today, I'm gonna give y'all another little secret. I'm also a grandma. One of my grandchildren could do this. Yeah, I could say, hey, come on over here, little fella. Help me count this out. That's my grandson. He's Malik Jr., guys. I say, come on over here and help me count this out. Do grandma a favor, right? And he'll come on over. And this is so simple. The map's right behind it, right, guys? So they're going to put these 12 people on this map here, right? And you're going to walk off just like I did. And you're going to say, well, there were 12 tribes of Israel. Of Israel. Look at what they put in the title. The 12 tribes of Israel. Right, guys? Now, we talked about the split that took place. People wanted a king, right? They wanted a king. So what did they have before that? Yeah, we're going to have to get to that too. Because obviously this king thing was new, must be, huh? Was Joshua running around calling himself a king when he was given the promised land? I don't believe I heard Joshua do that. Something different was going on in the north, guys. Something way different. But we'll get to that later on. Today we here to talk about this math that ain't mathing. All right? This disinformation up here in the top saying the 12 tribes, guys. Because by my math, ain't no 12 tribes of Israel. By my math, don't seem like there was 10 lost tribes either. Okay, guys? And I'm going to take y'all on this journey because I ain't the first to notice this little slip in information that they done give. So if you pay attention, you know, you got Zebulun, Naphtali up there. You got Manasseh, Issachar. You got Gad, Ephraim, Dan. You understand what I'm saying? There is, and then you got the southern kingdom, right? Beginning with Benjamin in the middle. You're going to see Benjamin, Judah. They told us Levi was with them too. Levi's a bit scattered about too, but Levi was down there with them too. So notice you're going to see two other names down there. Did y'all ever notice that? You're going to see Reuben and Simeon in the southern kingdom. Now, who told us that? Not a damn soul. And you want to know what? This has been in our face the entire time. And we act like we can't do the math. I think that we have made excuses for some of these lies. I think some of us have noticed this, but made excuses for some of these lies because we want to trust our family. Judah's our family, right? Judah! Good old Judah. Judah, Judah. Y'all know I can't help but to mess with Judah. Judah's our family, right? So we've been trusting that book that they brought back, right, guys? You know, all the writing that they did while they were out of captivity, thanks to Esther dropping it like it was hot, and good old Ruth the Moabitess. You'll notice under Reuben is what? Moab. I'll show y'all a map later on, too. Let's get into this tale, because I think this is some interesting stuff. I hope everybody got their wake and bake, because I darn sure do. Let's get to it. Let's go in this folder right here. For all the people watching who maybe have never watched me before, I'm going to cover this real quick. All right. To my people who have been here, shout out to you. Much love to y'all. You know I love you guys. All right. We're going to cover what the difference between Israel and Judah is for the people who just got here. Let's hit this first. Israel and Judah. Difference between the two kingdoms. Shamar already did this episode, but if you get a chance, go ahead and watch it. Two kingdoms, two captivities. All right. When Judah and Israel were one. When the people of Israel asked God for a king, the nation officially became a kingdom. But God warned them that it would come with its challenges. Sorry, y'all, they were already a nation prior to this. This is the split. This is Judah saying it wants a king. Benjamin went with him. A bunch of people went with him, it looks like. Let's keep going. The Great Divide. Remember, I told y'all about that continental divide. I like that word. They're going to use the Great Divide here. In about the 10th century BCE, something took place that dramatically affected the people of Israel and still affects them today. The people of Israel. Keep focus on the blessing. It was the Great Divide, which split the people into the kingdom of Israel and of Judah. 1 Kings 12:16-19 says, and when all Israel saw that the king did not listen to them, the people answered the king. Smart people. What portion do we have in David? We have no inheritance in the house of David. Did y'all know that? There is no inheritance in the house of David. I don't care what they wrote in the book and brought you back. I believe this. There's no inheritance because the blessing, as far as I knew, was always with Israel. I didn't hear no separate blessing for Judah. I heard how Judah was going to steal, reclaim, assume an identity. Let's keep going. These are some smart people. I'm going to read it again. What portion do we have in David? We have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. To our tents, O Israel, look to your own house, David. All right? I'm calling for Israel to go to its tent. All right? Come out of the house of David. Because I'm going to tell you something what the house of David looks like. The house of David is kind of looking like the house of JC. There, I said it. All right? You waiting on David to come back? Sounds like you're waiting on JC to come back. Let's keep going. It's the same narrative. And guess who brought that narrative back? Judah. Judah brought us JC. They're claiming it's from his line. They're claiming JC is from the line of David. They say that's what gives him the authority to be a king. Let's keep going. So Israel has been in rebellion against the house of David to this day. Excellent work, Israel. Keep up the good job. All right, so this is the more appropriate map right here, right? Now, here is the funny thing. When you look at this map right here, you're going to see that Moab is included in that. Let's go back to that main screen real quick, guys. You see that? Under Reuben, right there, guys. That little territory is actually included in this map. I done told y'all that David is from Moab. All right? Ruth is a Moabitess. Okay? They claimed they were going to marry Boaz under the law that it's her kinsman and he has to take care of the kinsman's wife. All right? But in that contract, you're supposed to name that firstborn child after the husband who died. That husband's name was Mahlon. All right? They instead name him Jesse. Get with the program. Let's keep going. The kingdom, let me move this floater for you guys. The kingdom, I like this map though, guys. We got to cover some of these cities, all right? The kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. In that day, there was a great dispute in Israel. What? The nation chosen by who? By our Creator. I told y'all better follow this blessing, okay? You better come out of the house of David, homie. In that day, there was a great dispute in Israel, the nation chosen by God. It was that divide about who was to become king. Rehoboam, Solomon's son, was what? Rightful heir. Solomon wasn't even rightful heir. Don't get me started on these kings. Solomon is the founder of the Freemasons. Solomon was never chosen. All right. He's from an illicit relationship. I've already done an episode on that. Go back into my archives. All right. So it says Solomon was rightful heir to the throne and reigned after Rehoboam, and reigned after his father's death. Jeroboam was a servant who rebelled against Solomon. What? How is he rebelling? He's from the nation of Israel. All right. Let's keep going. The 10 tribes of Israel made Jeroboam king, and the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, along with the Levites, remained with Rehoboam. Now, they're not mentioning Simeon and Reuben, right? They're not going to do that. The split was prophesied, all right, already in 1 Kings 11:11 through 13:29 through 39, because of Solomon's sin. The northern 10 tribes kept the name of Israel. Who gave them that right? How can they just keep the name of Israel? Because they are Israel. The once unified tribes of Jacob were now 2 nations. What did I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all that months ago? They were 2 houses, or 2 brothers, if you will, that had become enemies. What does Shamar say? Did Shamar say they became our enemies? This is our family feud, guys. Right here. The prophets wept over her fate. They were a people of God after all. But their pride and hunger for power took over. Judah, your pride, your hunger, and your desire for power took over. All right, the difference between Israel and Judah. We see throughout the rest of the Old Testament how these 2 nations fought with one another. They each became strong and independent, created 2 distinct lineages. All right, y'all need to pay attention to that statement right there. There are 2, let me left a little T out of there. They are 2 distinct lineages. Each had their own kings and even their own prophets. Guys, do you understand that when I found this out, I started researching the prophets of Israel? Because unfortunately for me, all my life, I had been under the house of David. All right, but I called myself an Israelite. Yet Judah walked away from Israel. So are they Israelites? No. The 10 northern kingdoms, quote, which there weren't no 10 northern kingdoms either, clearly. All right, not by Shamar's math. Not by little fella's math, it wouldn't be either. All right. There were 8. And as we keep going along, I'm feeling like it could probably get more and more whittled down, guys, because at some point, yeah, we're going to keep talking. I don't have but a couple of hours out the week that I can commit to this. But I'm here to tell y'all, because I work like you guys do too. My car was broken down. This thing has been in the shop for the fourth time since I got this damn thing. I'm through with it. So I go through stuff too, you know what I mean? So I'm at work, guys. I don't have as much time as I'd like to keep jabbing at this thing, you know what I'm saying? And really getting us down to a accurate number. But I'm going to tell you right now, the numbers they have provided ain't accurate. The number that, what is that picture, guys? That 12 tribes of Israel up there in the top left-hand corner, that ain't accurate. That 10 tribes in the northern kingdom that's in this very article ain't accurate. All right? So we're getting closer to an accurate number than we were with the lies they told us right here on the front line. Sadly, right here, guys, also both Israel and Judah fell into captivity. Shema already told y'all that, although to different powers at different times. So you an Israelite and you think you under Babylonian captivity? No, you weren't. You were under Assyrian captivity. The Babylonians came in later on and wiped out Assyria. But by that time, you guys were no more. Nobody supposed to have known where you were. That's why Rachel's weeping. Remember, guys? Rachel is weeping because her children would be no more. So the prophecy told, was it by Isaiah, to Israel that they would be no more was very accurate. You have to remember, Judah is captured like over two centuries later. All right? So that's over 200 years. Your ancestors would have forgotten. Go look at the community page. You know what the man says over there? There's a gentleman who did a video. He's an Arabic gentleman. He says that the Palestinians won't forget who they are. They carry their keys to their houses they once had. They refuse to forget their land. I wonder why they use that terminology. There must be a people who did forget. Wake up, Israel. Let's keep going. So it says that they both, Israel and Judah, fell into captivity, although to different powers at different times. God sent the Babylonians to capture the house of Judah. He sent the Assyrians to conquer the house of Israel. And while the Babylonian captivity of Judah lasted for a period of 70 years, Israel never, they're going to say fully came back. They're going to mince their words, but the Torah told us most certainly they would be no more. Never fully came out of the Assyrian captivity. The Samaritans were considered half-breeds from the house of Israel, but many tribes were considered lost. That's when they'll tell you the 10. They want to get disrespectful with Joseph's kids and call them half-breeds when they're the Moabites. Huh? What? Let me tell you something. I'm insulted by that. I'm insulted by that. Yeah. The nerve of Judah running around calling somebody a half-breed when your mama is a Moabite, David. Yeah, let's keep going. But many tribes were considered lost, right? So at first they were known as the diaspora, which is a common name for the Jewish people who live away from the land. Eventually, the northern tribes became the lost sheep, right, guys? What did I tell y'all last week? That y'all are the lamb. I'm glad they used that terminology. Carried off by the eagle. You are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Israel. You ain't no half-breed Moabite. They say that because Asenath was Egyptian, is what I'm thinking. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, who is this? What? JC mentions the two houses. We know from scripture that the kingdom line of Messiah had to come through Judah. Did it have to? No, Judah's a thief. He didn't have to. It's supposed to be Joseph's. Though this divide happened long centuries before JC, was born on earth. It was something very relevant to this day. One more than one occasion, JC brings up the tension between the two kingdoms. Told y'all they done bought that idol along with them when they came back. The prodigal brothers, Israel and Judah. Yeah, see, so the southern kingdom of Judah is like the firstborn who never intended to abandon the father. The kingship rests with him. Judah carried the lineage of the great King David and King Solomon. And then they lay out the northern kingdom as the younger son. The prophet Jeremiah tells us in great detail that neither Israel nor Judah were perfect. Now, this is interesting because they're going to try to reconcile the two of them. But I got a problem with it because at this current moment, I need to hear this from the Creator. This pen came back with Judah. I'm not even saying that I don't trust Jeremiah, but what I'm going to say is this. I don't trust Judah's pen. I ain't got no beef with Jeremiah. I think some of what he may have said in the past was accurate and true. So that's why I'm like, But I noticed that they keep trying to bring themselves back. Judah, and I have a real problem with this in believing that they're going to be able to bring themselves back. I don't trust when we get to the prophets, guys. I got to tell you, because Judah had the pen. Let's keep going. So they got warm and fuzzy socks right here at the end. But I don't buy this. You know why I don't buy this, and I feel free to not buy this? Because the Creator also tells us that all of Israel is going to be gathered. But not all of Israel is going to go into that land. It's going to be a repeat of the Exodus from before, where there was a band of people that went out to spy the new promised land and they couldn't get in. They didn't have faith in the Creator. Got a feeling history is going to kind of repeat itself on this one. All right, let's go somewhere because I want to show you I'm not the only person who has noticed. And I'm sorry, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode. Break it up into two. Do whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? Come back. You know, YouTube will hold your spot. What happened to the lost tribes of Israel? Great question. When people refer to the lost tribes of Israel, they usually have in mind the 10 tribes. There they go with that again, right? Of the northern kingdom that fell to Assyria about 722 BC. These tribes are Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, and Joseph. They already made a mistake because it should be Ephraim and Manasseh, right? And it should not be, shouldn't be Levi for certain. Oh, sorry, I pressed this here. Shouldn't be Levi for certain because he has no portion. Most of the people of the northern kingdom were deported. They were what? Deported to ancient Assyria. Many of the Jews who remained in the land intermarried with people. Now, they're going to make the distinction here. Because if Israel is taken, right, by Assyria, the northern kingdom, right, who's left behind? Judah. Good old Judah's left behind, right? Judah remained. And they intermarried with these people that were brought in by the Assyrian army. So they moved you off your land, right? And brought some people on in, right? This was a method that Assyria used, right? And guess who was there ready to marry these people? Judah. Yeah, the Assyrian king that had sent these people in to inhabit Samaria. They sent them in to inhabit Samaria. Who do you think these people could have been, guys? Could it be these people that are the face that came over on these slave ships? Could it be these folks that are the face? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The folks that don't look like us, right? The folks that are here that don't look like us. That's who I think Judah is marrying happily. Anyway, thus the story goes, the 10 tribes, this mixing and mingling stuff that's been going on, it's muddied the waters, guys. So it's going to take the Creator to come along to sort this mess out. All right. So let's keep going. Thus the story goes that the not 10, we're going to say not 10 northern tribes of Israel were lost to history and either wiped out or assimilated into other people groups. That sounds more like it, right, guys? This narrative, however, is based on inference and assumption rather than on direct biblical teaching. There are many mysteries, legends, and traditions as to what happened to the 10 lost tribes of Israel. There's a story, guys, about them going to, what is the name of this? Shout out to a good friend of mine whose dad, he's one heck of an artist. We had a conversation about this. So shout out to you, Dre. And your dad, we had a great conversation about Asarath. It's a mystical place where the Israelites were supposed to have traveled to. All right, to come back, to escape the captivity that they were in and come back to. And it says, one legend says that the 10 tribes were right here, migrated to Europe. The Danube River, they say, got its name from the tribe of Dan. So I doubt Dan is even, well, yeah, let's keep, I don't want to confuse you. Another legend says the tribe migrated all the way. Oh, and shout out to Zion Spencer and Pen and Camera, because he actually sent me something about the Utes and how that name is a name of Danish origin too. So this Dan thing is going to be kind of prevalent in our studies, guys, and we're going to have to get to Dan. Another legend says the tribe migrated all the way to England and that all Anglo-Saxons today are actually Jews. Judah. And I could believe it because they pride that Anglo-Saxon, and that Saxon is a son of Isaac. All right. And I wonder if this is just the face over there and that double crossing, guys. When I tell you they took the money and made themselves kingdoms. We actually got a study coming up soon when we get out of the family feud, guys. It's going to be called a Game of Thrones, because I have to show you all they did was take the resources from here and set up kingdoms over there. All right, to be honored and sent their tributes from this country to this day. They are taking the resources from this land and taking them there. It says a surprising number of groups around the world claim to have been descended from the lost tribes. There are people in India, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and North America who all claim such ancestry. Other theories equate the Japanese or the American Indians with the 10 lost tribes of Israel. The truth is, the lost tribes of Israel were never really lost. They're going to tell you so. Look, this is why they're going to say this, all right? I want to show you the trickiness of Judah. Watch this. Many of the Jews who remained in the land after the Assyrian conquest reunited with Judah in the south. This is only Judah up there, marrying up there, reuniting with itself. You see? You see how they're going to spin this web of lies? Y'all better be glad I'm paying attention. All right, this is Judah marrying itself. They up there, they done took over the whole land, all right? Assyria was later conquered by Babylon, who went on to invade the southern kingdom of Judah. They're going to put Israel here. You see, this is where if you're not paying attention, you'll be confused, or you might be paying attention, and this might be beneficial to you because you want to claim you're Israel, Judah. And unfortunately for Israel, you ain't paying attention. This is your kingdom. All right. It says the kingdom of Israel Judah is now the kingdom of Israel. Deporting the two remaining tribes of Judah and Benjamin. Remnants of the northern tribe would have thus been part of the Babylonian deportation. 70 years later, when King Cyrus allowed the Israelites to return, say no goddamn Israelites returning, he allowed Judah to return. Many from all 12 tribes returned to Israel to rebuild their homeland. How? This is a lie, because Rachel's children are no more. I don't buy that this handmade stuff allows Bilhah's children to be counted under Rachel's children's God. I just don't. All right. It said Rachel's children were crying. They were no more. The idea that 10 tribes of Israel were lost is false. God knows where all 12 of the tribes are. And this is the truth. This is the first truth they're going to probably speak, right? And as the Bible itself proves, they are all accounted for in the end times. Oh yeah, Judah. All right, so let's keep going because we know they math ain't mathing. Oh yeah. Questions. I like this, right? Somebody got a hat on. Somebody, shout out to you, Donald. All right. Fair use, guys, for the purposes of criticism and education. How did the tribe of Simeon become part of the northern tribe when his land was inside Judah's? Do you get what this guy is asking? Like, hold up. He's counted amongst the 10 lost tribes. Simeon is counted amongst, that number is inflated to include Simeon. But how? When his land is right over there in that big orange splotch saying Simeon, right? How is he in the north? Shout out to you, Donald. All right. He's an electrical engineer. At its height, it says the territory occupied the tribe of Simeon was in the southwest of Canaan, bordered on the east and the south by the tribe of Judah. The boundaries with the tribe of Judah are vague, and it seems that Simeon may have been an enclave within the west of the territory of the tribe of Judah. Simeon was one of the less significant tribes in the kingdom of Judah. So this person notices that this math ain't mathing. Like, hold on, I can count. Remember I started this saying, guys, I can read. Well, damn it, I can count too. And this math ain't mathing. Let's talk about the nation of Moab. The nation of Moab and the tribe of Reuben. I already showed y'all that, guys. That map on the other page shows us that Reuben and Moab are in bed together. Quite possibly, pun intended, in bed together. Throughout the Old Testament, the land immediately east of the Dead Sea was home to the nation of Moab and also to the Israelite tribe of Reuben. Reuben ain't no Israelite. Reuben is a Judahite. He's down there with the Davidic territory. So they already got this article wrong, right? The Moabites were distantly related to the Israelite. Lie. They were distantly related to the Judahites. They ain't related to no Israelites. Let's keep going. Through Abraham's nephew Lot. And as the Israelites made their way to the promised land, see, because you got to remember, Israel belongs to Sarah, not Abraham. Let's keep going. Israel's name is derived out of Sarah. Sarah is raised up, all right, to the chief. And as the Israelites made their way to the promised land under Moses' leadership. That's a lie too, because Joshua took them under there into the promised land. They had to pass by the, okay, they're talking about as they were in the wilderness. Okay, not on their way into the promised land, literally. Okay, I took that too literal. My bad. They had to pass by Moab's territory, right here. But they were not to take anything that belonged to them. After the Israelites defeat Og and Sihon, the tribe of Reuben was granted an inheritance of the land east of the Jordan River, immediately north of Moab. Who gave them this inheritance? You gotta look that up. At times, Judah's relationship with Moab was peaceful, such as when Naomi, right? This is the matriarch, right? Moved to Moab to escape famine in Judah. Likewise, David, Naomi's great-grandson, placed his parents in the care of the king of Moab while he was fleeing from Saul, right? He should have took them to Israel. They might have still been here because they wound up killing them. Other times, however, the Judahites fought against the Moabites. Or maybe actual Israel is fighting against them in these passages. But you get it. You get it. All right. And it says, and eventually David subjugated them. That means they were under his rule. But sometime around 853 BC, King Mesha of Moab reestablishes his nation's independence. All right. Oh, this is after they've been conquered by Babylon. That's why he was able to establish it. And expands his borders northwards to include all of the territory of Reuben, all right, which had belonged to Moab before it was seized. The lost territory would remain under the control of various foreign rulers for another 700 years until the time of the Maccabees. So we're going to have to get into how the Maccabees came into this story too at some point. All right, let's keep going because the math ain't mathing. We find out Reuben's down there. Somebody asks like, yo, how did Simeon get down there? All right, I'm gonna show you how Simeon get down there. Shout out to KG. I'm telling you, that Last Supper picture, boy, it really comes to mind with the divvying up of our land from Judah. All right, because these names are going to be in their new book. The name Simeon is used of 4 men in the Bible. Simeon, the son of Jacob. Simeon, a man in Jerusalem who met the baby, JC. Simeon, named in the lineage of JC. What do we talk about, guys? And Simeon of the Church of Antioch. Let me tell you something, guys. When I figured out Saint Stephen was Stephen the Moor, Stephen of Hungary, and Stephen the Martyr, all right, this lets me know that this is the same Simeon. You get that? So when you think of these tales of the disciples, all I see is Judah's buddies down there. That's it. Simeon in the Old Testament is the second-born son of Jacob. Born to Jacob's wife Leah, Jacob was the patriarch or father of the 12 tribes of Israel. He's the father of the 12 tribes. He's the father of the sons of Jacob. Because we know that the blessing is following Rachel and had received the Abrahamic covenant. I like that they put that in there. That's what I'm talking about. That patriarchy is the Abrahamic covenant, guys. That's not the Israelite covenant. You got to understand. Abraham made a covenant with Abimelech first, which means the father is king. You want to know how we got in this problem now? They kept worshiping the man as king. Other nations did this. And then Israel wanted to follow, so-called. No, that was Judah. They wanted to follow. They wanted a king. Let's keep going. Simeon was a man of anger and violence. Right down here. His sister Dinah, which they say is really Diana, was taken and defiled by a Hittite named Shechem, a son of the ruler of that area. When Jacob and his sons learned of this, they were shocked and furious because Shechem had done an outrageous thing in Israel by sleeping with Jacob's daughter, a thing that should not be done. all the brothers conspired to to initiate a plan. Anyway, they do a false treaty with Hamor's family, right? So this is a lie. They write up a lying document. And they claim that if all of the men that were involved, agree to be circumcised, that this thing would go away. But instead, they wiped them out. All right. The sons of Jacob and Simeon sought to avenge their sister. All right. So after the men were circumcised, they were in pain. Because at that point, they've been circumcised. They're going along with the Israelite custom, right? And they're in pain. So Simeon and Levi took the swords and attacked. Sorry, I'm just pressing anything, but I'm not pressing the right thing. All right. They took their swords and attacked them while these men were weak and had been circumcised. All right. And it says, Jacob rebuked Simeon and Levi for their bloody act. You've brought trouble on me by making me obnoxious to the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the people living in the land. So as he was nearing death, he gave his sons a patriarchal blessing. At the time, he remembered the sins of Simeon and Levi, saying, Simeon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Let me not enter their council. Let's not join their assembly. Let me not join. For they have killed men in their anger and hamstrung oxen as they pleased. Cursed be their anger, so fierce in their fury, so cruel. I'll scatter them in Jacob and disperse them in Israel. All right. I love this one right here, guys. We're going to end on this one right here. The Bible also shows that Simeon was a man of envy and hatred. He and his brothers were jealous of their father's love for Joseph and angered by Joseph's dreams that the brothers construed as arrogance. So they sold Joseph into slavery. Simeon was then complicit in leading their father to believe that Joseph had been killed by a fierce animal. Later, Joseph, as vizier of Egypt, tested his brothers and imprisoned Simeon until his brothers returned from Canaan. All right. So, this article helps us to see that exactly what I was telling you guys with their jealousy was true. And this article right here mentions an interesting thing because I've told you guys to pay attention. The last article talks about how Joseph blesses his sons, right? This article talks about how Moses does a blessing of some sort too, right? But he does it before he dies, and he is not able to enter the promised land. So what kind of blessing is this? Very, very strange. But they will mention that he does not include Simeon. Very strange that they say that Simeon is not included. We're going to dig a little more on that too, because we got to get to this Game of Thrones and what's going on here with this disbursement, with these tribes that didn't want to be subjugated to their little brother. All right, because this is what we're seeing here. They don't want to be subjugated. They don't want to be subjugated to Joseph. What? They don't want to be subjugated. And I think that these are mirror images right here of them in the New Testament. The other prominent Simeon in the Bible was a man in Jerusalem who lived at the time of JC. Simeon's reputation was that of being righteous and devout. All right, so this is Judah glorifying itself, allowing the brothers to glorify themselves in the book later on, right? This is exactly it. So today, you can feel confident in knowing it seems like there could have been at least, they're going to show you what you got: Benjamin, Judah, Simeon, and Reuben for certain in the southern kingdom, guys. So today on the front line, I have shown you guys. All right, there's no 12 tribes of Israel in this kingdom as they're showing you up here in this left top hand corner. All right, this is a divided kingdom. Okay, Judah has separated itself. So you got Judah, Simeon, Reuben, and Benjamin in the southern kingdom. When you see these lying maps telling you, these lying lists telling you that there are 10 tribes, and then you see Simeon and Reuben listed amongst them, you can toss that. Now you can do yourself a favor and toss that premise. Ain't no 10 tribes up there, guys. Looking like 8, maybe 7. We're going to keep working on this map because all we know today is they math ain't mathing. Much love to you, Israel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next Shabbat.